Today's episode of The Read Pile is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
I'm Elle, and I'm going to get some Captain Crunch donut holes from Taco Bell.
And I am the Sussman, Rick Sussman, and I'm going to get some Captain Crunch donut holes from Taco Bell. We should get them to sponsor. Oh, you are watching The Read Pile.
He's going to pay. It's the week of July 8th, and here's some comic book news you can use.
Okay, we got big news. Here we go. Ready to go? Because we got to have lightning round style time, because this is crazy, because it's San Diego Comic-Con starts today!
Yay! I haven't been in a really long time.
Eventually there will be a Nerd Up Media trip.
I live in Florida now. It's just, I'm sorry.
You gotta get like tickets tomorrow for next year. Anyway,
yeah.
So
okay.
We're gonna have lots of news coming out, and you should check out all the Nerd Up Media constellation of stars for your updates. Follow us on the Facebooks, on the Twitterverses, and all that. But we still have two big pieces of news that debuted today.
Tell me.
News number one.
Yes.
Elektra has been cast and will be in Daredevil Season 2. So we know that Punisher is going to be in Daredevil Season 2, and now Elektra.
Well, okay. I'm more excited about Punisher than I am about Elektra. I mean, I know that this is the first time that Elektra will be played live action, correct?
There was actually...
No, correct?
Well, she was in the...
No, I'm pretty sure that this is the first time. And I'm excited to...
And there was an actual...
I am excited to see the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I realized... God, I'm glad that terrible couple broke up.
Oh my god. Alright, moving on. Another big news.
Okay.
Coming from the Spider-Man movie franchise, now being brought to us by our friends at Marvel Cinematic U.
Which is like the 10th Spider-Man.
Let's not worry about how many. There's been a lot of. Wait a minute.
That's like not even worth
4 or 5. This will be the 6th. This will be the 6th live-action Spider-Man movie.
I overestimated.
No, that's pretty. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So we have an Aunt May. Now, usually when you think of Aunt May, you think of an older lady.
Yeah. Like tell me your
maybe
cookie.
like B. Arthur when she was.
What are your cookie recipes?
Yes, Aunt May should, but she should have a lot of life in her, because she's like Peter's like mom, and she adopted Peter, so she can't be. So it's Marissa Tomei. No, you're not excited?
I think it's a terrible...
Is she too sexy? She's Marissa she's Aunt Oh My. Instead of Aunt May. Oh My.
No.
She's still very attractive.
Just no to all of that. No. Okay, here's the thing. She knows how to play one character.
You've only seen her in My Cousin Vinny.
I've seen her where she needed money and she'd play like some random character. And
really? What was the name of that movie?
Special Victims Unit, I think.
Special
She was on that.
That's the name of that movie? The movie
no, it wasn't a movie. She was like on she was on the show for a little bit.
No,
I'm just saying. I mean, do you want that chick playing, I don't know. I will be amazed if she can play a different character.
Well, good, because it's going to be the Amazing Spider-Man.
It'd be amazing to see if she can do it. Time for comic book reviews. And I have a cat gumming on my comics right now. First up, Starfire. So, issue 2. I'm still liking it. So, poor thing. She is on Earth and she's trying to find her place. And I just want to point out, if you can hear the cat crying in the background, that is Peggy Sue, and nobody can start. Like, I don't know, we can't shut her up, so just... I think it stopped. Maybe. Okay. The let's continue on while we can. So, poor thing, she is here on Earth, and she just wants to be a part of this town. She wants to be friends with these people. She wants to be a part of their community. And hurricane hits, and it's craziness, and that's where we were left last issue. So of course, that's where it picks up again. Ah, yay! And yes, of course, it's in Florida. Why not? And you know, it's adorable because you're seeing how she's just jumping in and trying to just save the day left and right. She doesn't realize she's even saving the day. She's just there because out of the kindness of her heart, she wants to save. And of course, you can tell that it is Amanda and Jimmy that are involved with this because there are animals all over the place being rescued too, and it's adorable, and I love it. And I think that's why I love their writing. But of course, amongst this entire thing, the hurricane has brought something insane into the mix, and now that's something she is going to have to deal with. Moving on. Invader Zim. So, I wanted to hate this. I did, okay? And we already know this. I jump in and I want to judge something immediately and say, you know what, I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna hate it. I'm totally gonna hate it. And I read it, and sometimes I do still hate it. Sometimes my hate for it is worse than I thought it could ever be. But this, I started reading it, and I'm gonna give this away. I love the fact that they make the joke. They're saying, oh man, we've been gone for years. And they just jump in with that joke, and they're going with it, and that's the storyline, and I love it. Just that alone cracked me up. And of course, another thing that I was concerned about was, okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna date myself. I watched this when it was on Nickelodeon, okay? And I said, okay, am I gonna be able to hear the voices in my head when I'm reading this? Am I gonna be able to really see the characters in my head as I'm reading this? Totally happened, and I'm loving it. I like it. It's just kooky fun. It's just as fun as the series when it was on TV. If you loved it, you're gonna love the book. You're gonna love the series. Highly recommend to pick it up. But oh, I know I'm just all good. But pick of the week. Batman! I know, surprise, right? You probably saw it was on Repod. You're like, oh, I wonder what our pick of the week is. Oh, Snyder, and the things you do. So emotional. Well, not the whole thing. The things that are revealed are emotional. And
The poor bat truck.
Bat truck. I'm gonna take it as a joke. I think that was a joke, and I'm gonna take it as a joke. I'm gonna give it a little wink, maybe, or something. I don't know. It was pretty funny that what happens to it, though. That was pretty good. I appreciate that. But now this is not a spoiler, because if you're not reading, then sorry, you should be. We already know that it looks like, is Bruce Wayne here? Is he not dead? We got a little glimpse of what could be him, and we're gonna follow up with that in this issue. But the results, I don't know. I mean, I know, but I don't know, and I don't know. I don't even know where to go with this. But I will say this about the issue. I appreciate Gordon. He's doing well, and he's trying his best to be Batman, and it's all sappy, and he's trying to just be one and become Batman, be the Batman that he can be. And then, Snyder decided to just, I'm gonna punch you in the face a little at the end. And confuse the hell out of you, too, at the same time. I will keep reading. I love it. I love it. I love the abuse. We're gonna move on. Rick.
Swords of Sorrow #3 came out this week. Sorry, just trying to recenter myself after that jaw-dropping performance from Elle's reviews. But Swords of Sorrow #3 came out this week, and I couldn't have been happier. I'm going to review it first, not necessarily because it wasn't a good issue or anything like that, but because it comes with a story. So, I go to my local comic shop to pick up our read piles, because somebody can't be bothered. And while I'm there, I saw one of my friends behind the counter, and I said to them, "Oh, good, the new Swords of Sorrow book. It's going to be good." And he said, "How do you know it's going to be good if you haven't read it?" And I said, "Well, it's Gale, and Gale does good stuff, plus I like the first 2 issues, but more importantly, I don't know who these characters are by and large. I mean, sure, I know Red Sonja, and I've heard of Lady Zorro and people like that, but I don't have any ties going into the issue, so I get to sort of go into every issue with these fresh eyes and brand new, like, hopes and dreams. And in every issue so far, those hopes and dreams have been delivered on. And issue 3 is no different. We finally get to see, like, the cool Avengers Justice League style lineup of all the heroines, and they're all looking badass and ready to rock, and we find out who the real villain is and what his deal is, and there's just a lot of really fun, neat stuff going on in here that it's not traditional comic book fare, I guess. It's more pulp, but I really like it, and it's so nice to have a different take. That's sort of what led to the entire week of books for me, is books that aren't your typical fare. So let's move on to The Tomorrows. Dark Horse Comics has given me lots of fun things, and The Tomorrows is very much akin to a Doom Patrol sort of a lot of Grant Morrison takes in here. Very Doom Patrol, very Invisibles, very much the Portrait That Ate Paris kind of stuff going on in here. And you know what? That's the Morrison stuff that I like, so I really enjoyed Tomorrows. It's about a group of people who have special powers and abilities, and more importantly, they have a supercomputer that helps them fight back using art. And the supercomputer is, I believe, the living consciousness of Andy Warhol. Baller. That's fantastic. If it's just a computer program designed to be like Andy Warhol, I don't care. That's fine too. Imagine, if you will, that Jarvis was Andy Warhol, and you've got what's going on in The Tomorrows in that regard. Otherwise, it's very much a story that I've seen a lot of over the years, but I never get tired of. The concept of art as revolution. I mean, 9 Inch Nails had a whole album like that, and it was really good. Check that out. It's called Year Zero. But yeah, I really enjoy The Tomorrows. I think Kurt Pyers, I hope I got his last name right, doing really cool stuff in there. Looking forward to see where that story's going. I feel like I might have already read it before, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't want to read it again. And set in a more modern take, it could be really cool. Very, very much a lot of Twitter jokes and MySpace references and things like that. Not that MySpace is today, but you understand where I'm going with this. Speaking of space, and speaking of weird, and speaking of crazy, and speaking of Dark Horse, we have what in any other week would have been my pick of the week, Negative Space, issue 1. Wow, this was cool. The artist, Ryan Lindsay, actually tweeted at me this morning, hoping that I would enjoy my weird. I do love weird. This is really weird, but it also has the concept of a writer who is... It's very... There's hints of the life after in here, in that there is a secret world controlling the world that we live in, forcing us to do things. There's also the concept of the hero as some big fat dude who doesn't look like a hero at all. He might not even be the hero, but his writing is so palpable and so important in a Chew kind of way. When people read his things, they will follow suit. They will do what this guy does. So these behind the scenes people are trying to get him to kill himself. Potentially, I assume, to sort of cull the populace. I don't know, because it's only issue 1. But man, it was so cool. And the art inside was very much... It matched up nicely with the story being told. Very weird, very creepy, And you know what? It worked really well. I really loved it. Now, like I said, it would have been my pick of the week just about any other week, except it had the grave misfortune of debuting with Saga number 30. The graphics should have already spun up. I forgot to tell you it was coming, but it's my pick of the week because obviously this is the end of this chapter. And even though this entire run for this group of Saga books has been kind of a little bit of a letdown in terms of where are we going with this, Vaughn and oh, hello. I have a cat suddenly. Oh, there's going to be a brawl. Oh, there's a brawl. Brawl's happening. Move along. Alright. Sorry, cat brawl interlude while I'm trying to go over my pick of the week. Staples and Vaughn are doing great work. No kidding. But what happens in issue 30 really reminds us that this story is, well, it is that damn good. It is the best book on the shelf. Many, many times. We see the return of a character that we long thought we wouldn't see again. We see the family completely dissolved while another one finally rejoins itself. There is so much going on in so few pages and so many characters that we have to say goodbye to and so many characters that we say hello to again for the first time in an entire arc. And you feel for Marco, and you feel for Hazel, and you feel for all of the characters. You even feel for Prince Robot. Suddenly you see him as a father, and as an avenging, wrathful father, who desperately just wants his child back. And you realize you care more about a fake robot prince than maybe you do about people you actually know. And when that starts to happen, you got yourself a pick of the week. For you, our loyal followers of The Read Pile, we have an awesome offer from Audible.com. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. You can download some really great books like The Hobbit, the unabridged version from Tolkien. You can download Divergent, Lean In, lots of great stuff to check out. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia for your free audiobook. Yes, and as we mentioned, it is San Diego Comic-Con week. Now, Nerd Up Media has a number of different shows. Tune in, a special Sunday night show of Those Two Jerks. I happen to be on it. We're going to have a live report from a friend of ours who attended Comic-Con last year, who will be reporting to us again this year. So Sunday night, tune in to AltSportsNet, check out, AltSports Talk, pardon me, check out those2jerks.com, nerdupmedia.com, because we will actually have somebody boots on the ground, of San Diego Comic-Con. So, big ups to them, those two jerks, me, and, you okay now?
I'm sorry, there's a cat rolling around in catnip.
Why is there catnip in the Fortress of Nerditude?
Why isn't there?
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Love it. Oh. It's okay. Accept it. You too.
It's like they're eating donut holes.